What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's time for a recap of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After Season 3, Episode 6, when it comes to the coupling of Jorge and Anfisa. So remember, last episode, we left off with Anfisa being absolutely devastated to find out that her husband went and saw divorce lawyers and never even told her about the whole entire situation. And so now, in this episode, they're back in their apartment, and Jorge finally admits that, yes, he did in fact go and see divorce lawyers, but like, he immediately expects Anfisa to forgive him, get over it. Like, he acts like it's not a big deal at all, like, move on. And he says the reason he went was because they technically weren't together at the time, which, you know, is quite true. So he wanted to, like, weigh out his options and see what, you know, he should be doing if they decided to divorce. And I'm disappointed for Anfisa that he wasn't as open as he could have been, you know? Like, he first of all lied about the whole entire situation, and now here he is telling her like a really small part of what his visit to the divorce lawyers was. Like, Jorge was not just going to the divorce lawyer to like find out, like, you know, what the scenarios are of Anfisa leaving. Like, he went to the divorce lawyers to see how he could screw her over as much as possible if she were to divorce him, remember. So Anfisa, poor thing, like, now watching this with the rest of us is probably like distraught all over again about how like big of a deuce she married, unfortunately. Anyway, they finished off their little conversation at brunch the next day with Jorge suggesting that the two of them go and seek therapy individually. So Anfisa takes him up on just that. So she goes to the therapist in her next scene in the episode, and she starts talking about how trapped she feels in her relationship with Jorge. She's like, I left everything and everybody. I'm an only child from Russia. My dad died when I was like 9. He got hit by a car. My mom is like a man-eater, always just searching for her next husband. So we're not close at all. And so I was raised by my grandmother, who I left to come here and live with Jorge, who promised to take care of me. And so far, none of that has happened, like, at all. And like, the more I press him on this or anything else, he just lies. Like, I never know when he's telling the truth. And on top of that, every time I want to leave, he threatens me, you know, with ruining my name. Like, he told me the last time that he was going to ruin my name so bad that no man would ever want me again. And that's what happened in the tell-all special when he started telling all these lies about me. Let's just take a break here. Jorge claimed a lot about Anfisa, but photos have also come out to sort of pin Anfisa as a cam girl. So I wish that she would kind of tell the truth a little bit here about what Jorge was truthful about, because Jorge was kind of truthful about her doing like sex work, right? You know, he wasn't 100% lying. So I just wish that she would have been truthful. And on top of that, I also wish that she would have opened up a little bit about her being abusive as well. Like, Anfisa is not like a 1000% victim. Like, obviously what Jorge is doing to her is abuse, and she is a victim of it. But at the same time, what she's done to Jorge as well, like throughout the relationship, is also abuse, and he is also a victim. So this relationship is just toxic overall. It's not like, you know, no one in this relationship is a 100% victim, is what I'm trying to say. You know, as opposed to what she's trying to paint through her counseling session with the therapist. So the therapist tries to like shift gears a little bit and, you know, make Anfisa think about the good things about Jorge. So the therapist is like, so Anfisa, can you like tell me a couple of like, you know, good qualities that Jorge has? And Anfisa just sits there blank-faced for so long, like, to the point where the therapist asked, like, Anfisa, are you still breathing, girl? Do I need to call 911? It was so freaking funny. And so she goes, like, he used to have these good qualities. We used to have fun. He used to like XYZ. But, you know, in recent times, it hasn't been like that at all. So I can't really name any good qualities about him. And, you know, it's quite sad, like her describing the amount of anxiety she feels about her relationship, trying to leave him, you know, being scared of him, slandering her all over the world, all over the press, all over the show as well. Like, that was quite sad. My heart broke for her like 1,000 times over. It seems like she really is done with the marriage this time around, but that's just the one thing that's holding her back from leaving. And I feel like, Anfisa, you've earned your green card at this point. Like, people are starting to wake up and see George for what he really is. Like, he fooled a lot of people like in the earlier seasons, but a lot more people are waking up to find him to be like this manipulative, like scumbag of a husband. So I think that if that's what Anfisa wants to do, I really hope that she gathers the courage to leave his trifling ass once and for all. But you guys, that wraps up George and Anfisa's scenes in this episode of 90 Day Fiance. As usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything. So please make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and we'll chat. You can also like this video, subscribe for more, feel free to share it with your friends as well, and follow me across social media where I absolutely love chatting with you. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.